Yo, what is good YouTube? I am Richie Kim, and today I'm going to be bringing you all my performance review on the Jordan Why Not 0.3. Before we get started, if you all enjoy sneaker content just like this, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. Anyways, let's get right into it. As always, starting off with the traction, the Why Not 0.3 features a multi-directional traction pattern. I wouldn't really call it herringbone, but it's very similar. And you know, personally for me, I didn't think the traction was that great. Whether I was playing on a clean court or dusty court, I like to make very sharp lateral movements. And on those lateral movements, I would slide. I wouldn't slip out on the cleaner courts, but I would actually slide out on dustier courts. So when I mean slide, you kind of stop after this kind of slide, not stop on a dime. It does get very annoying, and you know, for me, I experienced that on clean courts and dusty courts. So for lateral movements, I wouldn't say that this is the best traction setup, but you know, that is just me. However, linear stops, I was perfectly fine. If I was just going in a straight line and I need to stop and pull up, I was fine. I didn't slip or anything. It was only on those lateral movements where I had the problems. As far as the dust pickup, it is very minimal, and you can pretty much just do a quick wipe and the dust just goes away. So on dustier courts, I didn't really notice a difference for those linear movements, but like I said, lateral movements, you guys are gonna slide. And if you guys don't wipe and you're playing on those dustier courts and you try to do like cuts or crosses, then you're probably gonna slip up, because that definitely happened to me a couple times on my dustier courts. Overall, traction was just okay. I would say it's consistent on clean courts, but being consistent in this case is still sliding to a stop rather than stopping on a dime. So traction is just okay on the shoe. Moving on to the cushion, the Jordan Why Not 0.3 features a full-length, some sort of foam setup with a segmented 4-foot zoom unit, which is really nice. So in the previous Why Not model, Why Not 0.2, it did have a 4-foot zoom unit as well, but it wasn't segmented like this. So you can actually see how the zoom unit is placed in the shoe. You can see like these lines right here, and that's where the zoom unit is segmented. So basically you get more flex out of it when you're stepping in the shoe, and it just feels really nice. It doesn't feel like the 4-foot cushion is holding you back in terms of like flexibility. So the way they implemented the new zoom unit is actually really nice, and I really enjoyed it. As far as the rest of the cushion goes, it is some sort of Phylon, I'm assuming, and honestly, it doesn't feel terrible. I would say impact protection is decent in like the heel area. In the 4-foot, it's awesome. You get that bounce, you get the responsiveness and court feel that you get from this type of zoom unit in the 4-foot, which I really like. Not only that, but the way that they sculpted the cushion also feels really nice. As far as cushion goes, I'd say it's pretty good. So moving on to the materials, the Why Not 0.3 features a dual layered textile according to Nike or Jordan brand, and I would say that the materials definitely don't feel like the most premium, but as far as performance goes, I would say it definitely gets the job done. It does get a little bit hot in the shoe, even though it does seem like it's pretty well ventilated, but it does just get a little bit toasty, at least just for me. I'm not exactly sure if the materials are gonna differ depending on like the colorway of the shoe, but like I said, this one is mainly that dual layer textile, which basically feels like a mesh or a foam back mesh, and you do have these synthetic overlays here and there across the shoe. Overall, the material usage, at least to the touch, doesn't feel too premium, but performance wise, the Why Not 0.3 gets the job done. Moving on to the fit, I would say the Why Not 0.3 does run true to size. I'm a slightly wide footer, and I didn't actually have any problems in the shoe, maybe just a little bit of pressure. But if you do feel that pressure, just break in the shoe, and the material actually does stretch out just a little bit. So if you guys are slightly wide footers, I think going true to size is perfectly fine. If you guys are normal or narrow, you know, go true to size, you'll be fine. If you guys are hella wide footers, try these on in stores if you can. Like I said, you know, the material does break in, but it doesn't stretch out like terribly much. So if you guys are wide footers, you may want to go up a half size. Just keep that in mind. I'd say the overall fit on the shoe is actually really nice. The tongue of the shoe is connected down in this like 4-foot area, and the way that Jordan brand designed the lacing system on the shoe actually works really nice, and it just hugs your foot into the shoe. And if you really wanted it, you do have this Velcro strap that does add additional support, and yes, the strap actually does do something. Most straps in a shoe would normally just come across from here to here and you just strap it, but this one actually starts on the lateral side and it loops through and over back to the lateral side. So it really pulls down on your foot and just adds that extra support if you do want it, which obviously also enhances the fit in the shoe. The Why Not 0.3 also does have these Achilles pillows, although I wouldn't really call it Achilles pillows because it covers like the entirety of this back portion of the shoe, which helps makes the shoe fit and feel better. The fit on the Why Not 0.3 is pretty nice. So moving on to the support, I didn't have any support issues in the shoe. I didn't have any heel slippage. I didn't have any side to side movement on the footbed. And also, you know, your foot is very, very tightly hugged into the shoe just because of the way the lacing system works along with the strap. Also, you know, on those lateral movements, even though you do slide to a stop, your foot isn't actually sliding out of the footbed. Just because of the way they sculpted the lateral side of the shoe, the foam actually comes up, which acts as an outrigger, or not an outrigger, but you know, just contains your foot for those lateral movements. And you guys can obviously see that the sole is decoupled and there is a plastic shank right here that provides that torsional rigidity and stability. So the support in the Why Not 0.3 was perfectly fine for me. The Why Not 0.3 retails for 130 bucks. And you know, for 130 bucks, I would say it's not a terrible performer. For me, I wish the traction was a little bit better on those lateral movements. If you guys are more of a linear player, then I feel like these should be perfectly fine for you. But for me, I'm always doing lateral movements and I would just slide out or just slide to a stop. And you know, that extra slide costs me a step or two, and it really does hinder like the performance, at least for me. But hey, you know, that's just my experience with the shoe. If you guys are interested in picking up a pair, let me know if you guys are experiencing any traction problems like I did. Would I really recommend this based off my experience? Not really. But like I said, you all can pick up a pair if you'd like. That's pretty much it for this performance review. If you all like this video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. Also smash that thumbs up button for me, as it really does help me out. While you guys are at it, check out this video on my left and on my right, and that's pretty much it. Until next time, peace.